What's up?
I'm glad I got that in the recording.
We're playing one of my favorite classic games. The original Sonic the Hedgehog.
Sonic the Hedgehog. While we do this, you want to talk about your love of Sonic? Because you are a huge Sonic fan, although you're not, of course...
Well, yeah, we've already done Sonic Adventure and Sonic Adventure 2 on this channel.
Yeah, I guess people already figured you're a huge fan.
Go check them out. But yeah, Sonic is honestly... Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and say it's my favorite video game series. I absolutely recognize that some of, if not most of, the Sonic games are not good. But
that's not what matters.
Yeah, the ones that I grew up with, you know, namely the 2D games and Sonic Adventure 1, they hold just such a fond place in my heart.
And they're fun. I mean, say what you will about Sonic Adventure 1. I am, you know, pretty unversed in Sonic games, and I had fun with it. Like, yeah. I was like, this is not bad.
That was actually my first Sonic game. When I was a kid, I think I must have been... God, what year did the Dreamcast come out? 98, I think. So I was 4 or 5.
Damn.
I went to Texas to visit some family members, and special stage.
You remember this?
Yes, I do.
I don't remember shit from when I was 5.
I remember this. Yeah, I went to Texas. It's a fleeting memory, but it's an important memory. I went to Texas to visit some family members, and one of my cousins, he was probably like college age, in his like early 20s, around my age now, and he had a Dreamcast, and one of like the 2 games he had for it was Sonic Adventure. So I was a really sheltered kid, and I hated socializing, so I saw that he had video games, and I'd never played with a Dreamcast, so of course I took that opportunity. I just remember that entire vacation. I don't remember how long it was, but I do remember that the entire time I was sitting in front of the TV playing with his Dreamcast, and I didn't beat the game, but I made it most of the way through Sonic Adventure with all the characters. Yeah, that cemented my love for Sonic, but I had always grown up with Nintendo consoles, so... like, that's what we had in the house. Oh shit. My parents played a lot of video games back then. So I had been exposed to the NES, the Super Nintendo, the N64. I'd been exposed to all of that stuff already. I don't remember... Oh, yeah. So around 2001, a couple years later, that's when they started releasing... Sonic Adventure and Sonic Adventure 2 on the GameCube.
Oh, like the re-releases?
Yes, and so around that time was when I got really into Sonic. Ever since then, though, the games have been, you know, not so great on the whole, but the ones that are good are at least, you know, somewhat fun. There are good parts in them. I will say that. The ones that are really bad are actually somewhat enjoyable because they're just so goddamn janky, and they have a lot of like what the fuck moments in them. So just growing up with this series and seeing it evolve and devolve, it's just
sideways.
Yeah, it's been such a weird ride. Like, I don't think I'll ever get tired of Sonic because you never know what the fuck they're gonna do with him next. Like, I remember being a kid and like seeing Black Knight come out. Like, I was hyped for that shit, and yeah, I got it day one. I played.
Did you love it as a kid?
No. But it was a Sonic
I had
game.
taste even at that age.
No, look, even today, I vowed to play, like, I'm sorry.
No,
These stages are trippy as fuck.
Oh, they hurt. They bother. They confuse me. Is what happens. Is I get like dizzy. Sorry, continue.
What was I talking about? Oh yeah. There are a couple video game series that I'm kind of doomed to play every iteration. Not iteration. I'm kind of doomed to play like every entry in the series, just because the love for that series was cemented for some reason. And even though I know the games are bad, I still have to play them just because it's a Sonic game. The same goes for Kingdom Hearts. I'm going to have to play every Kingdom Hearts game until the end of time. I don't care how fucking terrible and stupid the story is.
Well, I mean, good thing for you that the Kingdom Hearts games seem to be getting better. Well, maybe not story-wise. I mean, gameplay-wise. They're fun, right?
Yeah. I've never had a problem with the gameplay of Kingdom Hearts. They're always doing a lot of weird experimental stuff with the, formula that switches it up, but always includes a very healthy mix of action and RPG elements. The battle systems are always, really fun. The entire problem of Kingdom Hearts lies with the story.
Fun fact, my first Sonic game was Sonic Adventure 1 as well. Remember I told you about that bizarre experimental school thing? I'm sure if...
Oh yeah, you should tell us about that again.
Again?
Yeah.
I'm almost certain I've said it like 3 times
on
this
this channel. They might not watch Sonic Adventure and other stuff. Whoa. Oh shit, it's the first Eggman fight in the world.
Oh shit. But like, I have these memories of like this summer school thing I went to. My dad and I'm actually talking to my dad right now on the phone about it.
Oh yeah?
He's saying he doesn't recall anything like that. However, he's saying very possible that it happened, but I remember this school that I went to that had a lot of weird classes, and one of the classes was just a room full of video games, and they just sent us in there and they were like, go ahead, have fun. And not every day I would get to go to this video game class, but when I did, I'd be so happy. And I mostly spent my time playing Donkey Kong 64. However, they did have a Dreamcast there, and I played Sonic Adventure 1 on it. There's also a woodshop class. There was a bunch of other classes that, I have weirdly selective memory, so I can't remember a lot of the classes. I only remember my 2 favorite. Because woodshop class was actually pretty interesting at the time. As a kid, I just had never been in anything like it.
Oh no.
I think there was a home ec-like class. I'm not sure. I remember not being in that class often, though, if there was one. Or it was something like home ec. It was like a cooking class.
Yeah.
But, although it was very basic foods because we were just kids. One of my theories is that I was, like, in part of, like, a study or something. Like, 10 out of 6 children is mathematically impossible. No, like, it took me a second. But, like, yeah. Like, my dad, his leading theory, I'm texting him right now about this. His is, that it was something related to, Boy Scouts. I mean, if you guys don't already know, I'm transgender. So, I used to be in the Boy Scouts before I transitioned. Fucking hated it. It's awful. They asked me, like, at this big ceremony, like, what are you going to do when you become an Eagle Scout? And I'm like, I'm not. I like, looked at them and said, I don't like Scouts. I'm not going to continue this. And they were all like, all right, who's next? Like, they just, like, it was awkward as hell, but I didn't care as a kid because, I was a kid.
I mean, I wouldn't have cared now.
It may have been related to Scouts. I don't know. Very possible. I don't think it was, only for the fact that a lot of the Scout stuff I went to was all outdoors.
Yeah.
I do remember going to something with the wood shop at a Scouts event. I do remember going to, like, a summer camp that was similar in that it had, like, things to do. Yeah, I'm getting memories flooding back now.
Oh, God.
Yeah, like, there was, like, a wood shop. There was, like, making, like, bracelets or some shit in Boy Scouts. there was a whittling thing, there was camping stuff at this event thing, and we all stayed in these like kind of log cabin things, but they were like pretty much shit. Oh, we shot like BB guns too.
Really?
Yeah, and we had archery, and archery was my favorite.
All right.
If anyone knows anything about me, or no, that's...
Why would they?
Okay. I've always liked archery, and I've gone back and forth on it. I've gone, like, I used to do it as a kid. I stopped. I did a little bit as a teenager. I stopped. Dabbled a little as an adult. Currently, I'm not doing archery because I live in an apartment, and it's just kind of hard. I used to shoot a bow and arrow in my backyard when I lived with my parents, and it was really fun.
Oh, I'm sure.
But the only issue is we were like right in like front of some woods. So if I missed an arrow, it would go into the woods and it'd be fucked. So I've lost a few arrows permanently.
Yeah. I'm probably not gonna get all the Chaos Emeralds on this run. As many times as I've played this game, I've only ever gotten all the Chaos Emeralds once. So, yeah, that's probably not gonna happen. Whoa. I do always get the first two, but after that, it's kind of just luck from there on out. But, I mean, still gonna try.
Beat this game. I mean, there's a chance that you might not beat it this time. I mean, I think you will.
I will at least make it to the final level. There is a, I don't make it to the very end sometimes. But
yeah, but you have before. The fact that you have...
Yeah, I play this game very regularly, so I know it.
I'm so bad at games in general, but specifically games like this. I prefer games that when you die, you go to a checkpoint.
I made myself good at this game. When I was a kid, I played this on the GameCube, on the Sonic Mega Collection, and it was so fucking hard. I actually never made it past this level that I'm on right now. Until one day I was like, no, I'm done. Fuck this. We're gonna do this. Because I was able to do Sonic 2 up until the last level. Even today, I can't do Sonic 2 because I can't beat the final boss. But I can always make it to the final boss.
You told me Sonic 2 is a lot harder than this one.
Yeah, Sonic 2 is pretty hard. Sonic 3, on the other hand, I was always able to beat, with no problem. So I wanted to go and do this one, because this one's a lot shorter than Sonic 2. So I looked up maps online of all the level layouts, and I found where all the secrets are, like this.
Oh, so like it would help you finish it because like you get extra lives, extra rings.
Exactly. Every time you get 100 rings, you get an extra life as well. So there's tons of opportunities if you look up the maps of the levels to go around and get extra shit.
That's really awesome.
Yeah. And so that's pretty much how you gotta do these 2D platformers, unless you legitimately just want to go around. Yeah.
Yeah, there's some people who just have a natural knack for this, but the fact that you like as a kid went through all that, that's cool.
There was a really good site called Sonic Retro. It's actually still around.
Awesome.
Yeah, they do intense breakdowns of Sonic games like that. Really helps out. It's better than any official guides out there.
So is every enemy in this game a robot? Because you just killed what looked like a caterpillar, but one of those animals came out. Is it a caterpillar?
Yeah, it was a robot caterpillar. I think it's called Caterkiller.
Oh, really?
All of the robots have names. I'm just not sure what most of them are. I don't know what that is.
That's a floaty McStinger. Yeah, they don't look like they can't be robots, but they do. My first thought is not that's a robot, you know what I mean? Maybe the bee looking ones definitely do look more robotic, but the caterpillars. I always
pictured Eggman's robots as being kind of plasticky and toy-like robots.
Yeah. Not like metal.
Yeah.
Well, some of them are, but like not most of them. later games, he definitely goes a lot more robotic with his henchmen.
Yeah.
Yeah, that looked like it like, I'm not, like...
Oh, shit.
You could go, that's a robot caterpillar.
Oh, fuck.
Oh, fucking shit.
Oh, well. Got invincibility. Fuck it.
I would say that's fucking worth it. Whoa. I didn't know there was invincibility in Sonic.
Yeah. Shit, all of them.
Looks like it's gonna
even the 3D
induce
ones.
a seizure, though, when you move.
It might.
Please don't watch... Well, I feel like it would suck if you had epilepsy.
Don't watch Let's Plays in general if you have epilepsy, guys. Come on.
Or at least bad enough epilepsy that would be triggered by that kind of simple... Well, I can't imagine living life with epilepsy, because that cuts out a lot of media. Video games, definitely, but I feel like a lot of movies and stuff, too.
Yeah. Like, try going in and watching a movie like Doctor Strange or something.
Oh, God. Well, I mean, even like, Avengers or Justice League, any action film's gonna have a lot of explosions and bright lights and shit like that.
Oh, yeah, we saw Justice League.
Yeah, and I'm in love with it. I mean,
Pretty
it's
good.
not even that amazing, but I'm a DC fan, and it wasn't bad, and that's all I asked for.
Right?
It looks like it's a good start to an extended universe.
It felt like the movie equivalent to a pilot, but it was a good movie.
Yeah.
So
It's like a good pilot.
yeah.
Can I say you would say, like, do you feel like the DC universe is kind of at the point that Avengers, when they made Avengers, like, as far as, like, because, like,
Yeah, as far as what goes.
like, because what Marvel's approach was to, like, you know, do all the individual heroes first and then do this team up.
Right.
But we're getting, like, Flash, Aquaman. I mean, Wonder Woman was introduced before, but, like, we're getting them, like, actually here. Do you think it worked? Do you think that you felt that we could still go along with these characters despite not having full solo movies? And if so, do you think that full solo movies would have helped, done no difference, or what?
Well, yes, because they framed it differently. Because, see, Thor in the Avengers didn't have a through arc. He just shows up because Loki's there, and here I am. You know, if Avengers had worked it into the story, like, hey, I'm Thor, this is what's up. They kind of do. You don't have to see Thor to watch Avengers, but I feel like you kind of miss some stuff. I don't know. Justice League just, it introduces all of the characters in a way that makes it feel like this is really their introduction, I guess.
Uh-huh. Do you think solo films would have helped or not made a difference? Or
I don't think they would have made a difference. If they were good, I mean, yeah, they would have helped, but I don't think they were necessary.
All right.
And yeah, I don't even think they were necessary in the case of Avengers. I just think that's the route they went with.
I also think that something interesting comes up when you look at Justice League. Because, like, what Justice League did in... Oh, shit.
It's okay.
What Justice League did, like, in universe is, like, Batman has been operating for years. Wonder Woman has been, like, kind of in the shadows, doing stuff, but not really.
Mm-hmm.
Flash is, you know... Cyborg wasn't even a superhero. Flash is... Oh, I guess I shouldn't be talking about this. Spoilers.
That's okay.
Well, I'm saying what it did is it took
I'll
the
wait a while,
characters
though.
that are, like, kind of starting out as superheroes but weren't really big into the superhero scenes and made them, like, public figures in that universe.
Yeah.
So now, like, with the Flash movie, the first solo Flash film's gonna have Barry kind of at that level. It's gonna have Cyborg at that level in his movie if he gets one. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Avengers made it so that they became heroes first and then teamed up, and then Justice League made it so that they kind of, like, become heroes together. I don't know. It's like it's different. It's not better or worse, but I think it's kind of interesting that they.
I have 2 points to make as well. One of them being that the Avengers. Okay, well, let me start off by saying Justice League, they're actually a team and they actually like each other's company. You know, they work well with each other. The Avengers are just
It was an
people-
initiative.
Yeah, it's people that are, you know, they don't necessarily get along. That's why there's like a million fucking teams in the Marvel universe, because they can't fucking stay together. But yeah, it's, you know, DC and Marvel characters are very different, so I feel like, yes, this worked for the DC universe.
It feels like Justice League was the true, like they're a league first almost, and then
Yes,
they're doing superhero stuff when the league isn't needed.
right.
Whereas Avengers felt more like, oh, this is like we might as well get these guys together because this is a huge threat and could use everyone and it affects everyone.
Right. The other point I had to make, I don't remember, so.
Sorry.
It's okay.
But yeah, I think both of them work differently for each other. Wonder Woman is still the best DC film.
Yeah. I agree with that.
Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 is my favorite Marvel film. It's not the funniest, but it is, in my opinion, the best because it's got some heartwarming moments.
Oh, also, I do remember what I was going to say. Recently, Marvel has been introducing characters in other movies, you know?
Yeah.
Like, Spider-Man was in a Captain America movie first.
Yeah, and it worked.
Yeah.
So we skipped an origin story and it worked.
Yeah, and they're introducing characters like Scarlet Witch. She could possibly, you know, be a bigger character later. Yeah, they don't have to have origin stories anymore, and Marvel's, I think, realized that. Like, the new Spider-Man movie wasn't an origin story.
Mm-hmm.
It's like Batman, you know? He has been around for a little bit. And
A little bit.
That's
Both
all
of
you
them.
need to say.
Yeah. But yeah, I totally...
And the movies that Marvel started off doing origin stories with, not a lot was known about those characters. Like, Iron Man wasn't really that well known.
Yeah, definitely.
Thor.
I knew of him more than I watched his cartoon a lot, but I still didn't know that much about him.
Yeah. So I feel like an origin story for Iron Man was, yeah, that works.
I don't think we needed one for Hulk.
No. Well, the Hulk movie wasn't even really an origin story.
He was already Hulk by the time.
Yeah. The opening credits are like a montage of how he became Hulk. But
Okay.
the movie opens with him already, you know, on the run and shit.
That's cool.
So that was just kind of, yeah, that was a Hulk movie that happened. Thor, yeah, I mean, of course you know who Thor is because of Norse mythology, but yeah, I feel like a Marvel Thor movie kind of made sense. In execution, I don't think it made much sense, but...
I like the idea of superhero origins and introductions being in other heroes. It makes it, of course, you might alienate the people who, like, say someone goes to see Spider-Man Homecoming. Mm-hmm. Well, they explained everything.
Yes.
Not in a way that if you saw Civil War, you'd be like, oh, we're hearing this again. Well, I already saw it, why do I need to know? They did it in a fun and interesting way.
Yeah, but hear me out. Like, they didn't do an origin story for Spider-Man this time around, but they did one for Doctor Strange, because everyone knows who Spider-Man is, but not a lot of people knew who Doctor Strange was.
Funny enough, I already knew Doctor Strange's origin story beforehand, but that, I don't...
Well, right, but that's...
Yeah, I'm not the average Joe.
Right. Do you see
Also,
where I'm coming from, though?
No, I understand.
Yeah, they can do origin stories when it's necessary.
I also don't... Well, sometimes I think... Well, not everyone knows the Flash's origin story, I guess.
You don't, but at the same time, I feel like DC's characters are a lot more iconic and people just know them.
Yeah. Well, I'm saying there's also, like, a hand wave explanation in the movie.
Mm-hmm.
Because, he goes, so you were struck by lightning. Oh, shit, this is probably a spoiler.
It's not. Go
okay,
ahead.
you don't consider that a spoiler? Okay. Well, Cyborg says, so you were struck by lightning. Yeah,
Whoa.
so, like, that's all they needed to really... And he says that's the abridged version.
Yeah.
I feel like superheroes don't always need an origin story. Maybe, but it's also because of a lot of, it's funny because people, or at least they can have an origin story, but, like, it doesn't need to we don't need to watch them become the superhero.
Yeah.
It's funny because origin stories were not super common in superhero fiction for a long time, especially like in the 80s. We saw superheroes like Batman 1989 starts with, Batman doing some shit.
Yeah, you're right. I never thought of that.
And they call it a Batman cold open, which is cool. Is whenever a crime fighter is doing something at the beginning of a movie that has nothing to do with the rest of the plot, or has less to do with the plot, because a Batman movie usually started off with Batman kicking some ass, and then the main story started, just so we got some cool Batman stuff. A lot of superheroes do that, but we didn't really get origin stories until I did a little bit of research in this. Spider-Man. And how great was Spider-Man's the first Sam Raimi Spider-Man origin story? That was a great origin movie, right? It's because then it became popular to do origin stories. Mm-hmm. And now we're fatigued from it as an audience because every superhero's got like an origin movie, or did for a long time.
Yeah.
So I think we're definitely getting fatigue from it. I'm definitely getting fatigue from it. So I can admit that there's nothing wrong with origin stories. It's just I feel like.
Let me ask you this: what was the first Superman movie about?
They did show a little bit of his origin.
I never saw the first one. I really liked.
I'm trying to remember. It's been so long since I've seen it.
As a kid, I really liked Superman 2 with Zod in it, but I never saw any of the others.
Yeah, and you didn't need an origin story to know. You could be like, this is a superhero. We don't need to know why they're fighting crime or how they got their powers. Well, it's usually better to know that, but we don't need to see it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Offhand comments or... Watchmen showed Mr. Manhattan in an interesting way. They showed his origin story like in a flashback.
Oh, okay.
Well, you've seen Watchmen.
Yeah, I've seen Watchmen. I was just saying, oh, okay, for the audience.
Oh, okay.
Sorry. Just keeping the conversation going.
Sorry. But we don't see why the comedian fights crime. We don't see why almost all the characters.
Yeah, I didn't really care much.
We did see Rorschach's descent into darkness, but that was actually interesting to see. Like, why Rorschach went from a superhero to an anti-hero.
Well, also, yeah, I mean, that movie's just not about their origin, though. You know?
Uh-huh.
I think it's a very...
Because their origins aren't super important to the story.
Yeah, it's a very deliberate decision to make it an origin story, because you have to drop any other possible plot, and make at least half of the movie about them discovering themselves as this new hero. Mm-hmm. And therefore, any other plot line is going to be the B plot.
I think my issue with origin stories is that a lot of them are done very similarly, like with similar beats and stuff like that. Uh-huh. Like, oh look, I'm so different than I am in my superhero form, but I'm still familiar. And then, oh no, something has happened. What? I have powers? You know what I mean? Like, Sam Raimi's Spider-Man did that, and a lot of people not even like copied it, but they followed the same story beats because it's just that's how superheroes are. Mm-hmm. And that's why I think the fatigue set in.
Well, how about this? Would you say that Avengers, Justice League, and Guardians of the Galaxy are origin stories for teams?
That is different. But at the same time, it's similar. And I agree, it is an origin story for a team.
Guardians of the Galaxy in particular, because that really was, the first in the series.
I think right now...
Oh, shit.
Actually, you know what? That'd be interesting if we started getting superhero team origin fatigue. Mm-hmm. I don't know if it would happen, but I mean, if you notice, there's a lot of like, Guardians of the Galaxy kind of subverts this a little. But like, Avengers and Justice League had kind of similar plots. Hell, if you watched the Arrowverse shows, the Invasion crossover is pretty much the same plot as the Avengers and Justice League. The whole alien invasion brings a bunch of heroes together.
Do you think that audiences are eventually going to get crossover fatigue?
I hope not.
I hope not too.
Because I like these universes. It feels more right for comic books.
I do too, but eventually it's going to hit a point where it's just like the everything verse.
Yeah, a lot of people think that there's going to be an Agatha Christie verse because of I don't think there needs to be an Agatha Christie verse. I mean, what are you going to do? Poirot and Miss Marple?
Oh my god, so dead. That sucked.
The idea of a shared universe, though, because these movies have to create their own universes by default anyways.
Right.
It's just whether or not we have universes where does this always have to be the main character, or you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm not against just more movie. I wasn't even against the concept of a dark universe.
Oh, I loved the idea of the dark universe.
It's just the execution was terrible.
Yeah.
We got the Mummy, and then they were like, alright, this sucks.
I'm down for shared universes. I think they're really cool.
You think that there might be a fatigue?
I think
there's definitely already criticism.
Right. I think that it's really cool for people like us who are into that kind of thing, but for general audiences, like moms and dads that don't, they aren't into comic books and video games.
And they don't consume media the same way.
World building and shit like that.
For a lot of people, media is consumed on oh, look, that looks cool, I'll watch that now. Yeah. You know what I mean? You and I anticipate, we look at news, we look at what's coming out, we look at, is this connected to that? So when these things are connected,
mm-hmm.
It's like a treat for us. Because it's like, it's almost like our work, like us paying attention pays off in a way.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's just like,
but not everybody.
Not everybody
wants to sit through 25 Marvel movies to lead up to Infinity War. They just want to watch a fucking movie.
Yeah. And I always think there's always going to be non-cinematic universes, and I think there's going to always be even cinematic universes that you don't need to fully participate in. I mean, there's Marvel movies I'm missing out on, to be honest, and it doesn't take away my enjoyment.
I think you've seen all of them.
Have I?
To be honest, I think you have.
Not really. I haven't really seen Thor, the first one. I haven't seen the Ed Norton Incredible Hulk.
Okay. Well, the two that you haven't really seen are the passable ones.
I'm trying to think if there's any other ones. I barely remember Iron Man 2. I don't remember Iron Man 1 very well. I remember watching it and being like, this is pretty good.
You know why you don't remember Iron Man 2? Because no one remembers Iron Man 2.
I didn't get people ranting and raving about Iron Man 1 when I first saw it. I thought it was good, but people were like, this is the greatest superhero.
No, I feel the same way. I think it's a really good movie, but it's completely overhyped. But I never let overhype get to me.
I'm trying to think if there's any other Marvel films. I guess I did watch all of them, mainly because, I end Thor 2 because you put it on.
Yeah. That's how you end up seeing a lot of movies, is we just put it on in the background.
Yeah. I'm trying to think if there's any other Marvel movies I haven't seen. I guess I have seen them.
Yeah, you've seen...
I haven't enjoyed all of them, but...
There's gonna be duds. I mean,
no, of course.
How fucking many have they made? Of course you don't like all of them.
I liked Captain America more than most people. The first one?
Yeah.
I didn't get why people hated it.
I liked it more the first time than I do on rewatches, but I still think it's decent.
Oh no, it's not fantastic, but it's pretty good.
Yeah.
Maybe I don't get why people were freaking out about Iron Man and saying Captain America was shit when they were pretty similar movies.
I like them about the same, to be honest. They're just okay. I don't really...
Of course, Winter Soldier is like way better.
I don't really start enjoying the Marvel films until Avengers.
Civil War is one of those movies that I think is one of those roller coaster movies. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not a lot of people agree with me, but I think Civil War is a mess at times. I think there's parts of that movie that don't make a lot of sense or feel weird or rushed but then it also has some amazing parts in it too. I feel similarly about Civil War that I do about Batman v Superman, but people some people want to crucify me for that opinion. Because people are like, no, Batman v Superman is literally the devil and Civil War is literally God. Civil War was a huge step down from Winter Soldier. We can agree on that, right? Because Winter Soldier was fucking amazing.
I will agree that it was a step down,
Maybe
but
not
I
a
think
huge
it's
one.
a very slight step down. I love Civil War.
You love Civil War, but its main antagonist you're not too crazy about.
He's such a small part of that film. Every time I think of Civil War, I always forget about Baron Zemo. It's not that I don't like him. It's just that I literally fucking forget about him.
If you think about it, Civil War and Batman v Superman share a lot of beats too. Grand Mastermind creates a plan to get superheroes to fight.
Yeah, I know.
No, I'm not saying they're the same film at all. I think
not at all.
I think they have different problems.
A
Actually,
lot of people were actually upset about that comparison, though, when those two movies were
really
coming out. Yeah, because
in a like A copied B, or in a like don't make that comparison way.
In a way that like, oh, Marvel did this and the critics are like totally okay with it, but DC fucks up.
Oh no, it's not. Just because they have similar plots doesn't mean that you should treat them the same. They have different problems though. Yeah. Civil War as a whole is an enjoyable movie. Batman v Superman is enjoyable only if you watch scenes separately. If you watch the whole movie, there's just so many scenes that just don't need to be there. I mean, like you said, Batman v Superman is a good movie with a bunch of a bad movie with it too.
Yeah.
It's night and day with scenes. And
those are the kinds of movies that hurt me the most.
Movies that could have been amazing.
Yeah, like
were almost good.
You know how I feel about the Hobbit trilogy. It's like if they would have made that 1 3-hour movie instead of 3 3-hour movies, it would have been a great movie.
Can we mention what we're doing? I mean, we're never going to release it to the public.
Yeah, we're just doing this, purely for our own entertainment.
Summer thinks the Hobbit movie could have been better. I think Batman v Superman could be better. So we're both re-editing both of those into 2-hour films. I'm taking the extended edition of Batman v Superman because I think my opinion is the movie is too long. They cut out the wrong scenes. They left in all the philosophical talks that just beat you over the head with this character thinks this way, this character thinks this way, and all the dialogue that isn't necessary. And then they cut out parts of Luthor's plan that explain why Superman did certain things or why Batman did certain things. Parts of the plot are missing.
Yeah.
And this would have fixed so many problems. Because the theatrical cut's the worst one, but that's because it keeps unnecessary scenes in and gets rid of important scenes. Summer, on the other hand, is taking The Hobbit, which is 3 movies, as you may know, and is condensing it down into one film because, I mean, it really should have just been one film. It's just money-grubbing people at whoever made this. Because I know Peter Jackson did not want to make a 3 Hobbit film.
It was originally going to be 2 movies.
Which I guess wouldn't have been that bad.
Yeah, it wouldn't have been that bad. Because, it is a world-sprawling adventure. So, yeah, they could have stretched it out to 2 movies and been totally fine. But it was going to be, Guillermo del Toro heading the project. And Peter Jackson was just going to be, providing advice. Because he had said before, I never want to do The Hobbit.
Yeah, Peter Jackson's better when it comes to more, not adult, but you know what I mean? It's serious films.
Yeah.
With humor, of course, but The Hobbit is supposed to be a kid's movie, right? Or The Hobbit is, the book is a kid's book.
The book was a kid's book. The movie was supposed to be more lighthearted in tone, but
didn't a lot of there's some stuff in the Silmarillion that was in the Hobbit movies, or just stuff that was happening in the universe confirmed?
Well,
with Tolkien.
Look at it. This is kind of how it is. So the book is entirely from Bilbo's point of view, right? But there are parts in the book where Gandalf or somebody will go off and do his own thing, and he'll tell you about it later in the book when he comes back to the party.
Totally saw Sauron the other day.
Yeah.
Weird.
But in the movie, they put those scenes in when they would happen.
Which is fine.
Yeah.
But then they added plot lines.
Yeah, but then they added stuff like Azog, the Defiler, who is not
He's dead by the time, right? He
What?
was fighting... Isn't he, like, dead by the time The Hobbit rolls around? Like, he was in a war before?
I read the... Oh, Jesus, it's hard to get on that platform. I read The Hobbit again very recently. I don't remember them ever mentioning Azog the Defiler. I'm reading Lord of the Rings as of this recording, so they might mention him at some point, but
I know he's a character.
He's not in The Hobbit. That's my point.
I did look up something saying that Azog was, in fact, a character in the Tolkien verse. I think he's mentioned in the Silmarillion, or... Mm-hmm. I think he's more mentioned than he is shown. And he was just known as a great orc general that fought in a war, I think it was before The Hobbit.
Okay.
And that's something...
Well, yeah, they do, in the Hobbit movies, they do explain that he was in a war with, like, Thorin's ancestor or something.
Okay, maybe that's...
But yeah, they made him alive again, I guess, for the movies.
Was that... What do you think? Do you think Azog works in the Hobbit movies?
No.
Would you cut him out if you... Is it possible, or...
I don't know. I'm really gonna try as much as I can.
Maybe just make him, like... Hey, Azog's there, or whatever.
I mean,
like, just not...
In the flashback scene, I guess it's fine. But you know what? I'm gonna cut out the fucking flashback scene, because it has nothing to do with The Hobbit.
Well, what I'm wondering is Azog a problem, or is it the fact that we spend too much time on Azog?
Azog is a problem because he detracts from the main plot of the film, which... we don't need more to detract from it on top of all the other shit that's already going on. Also, I just hate how terrible his CGI is in comparison. This is what bothers me about it the most, is that I'm supposed to think that this is in the same universe as Lord of the Rings that had all these practical effects and shit, and everything in The Hobbit is a fucking blue screen and a mocap actor.
Yeah. Which sucks, because I'm going to go on the record and say that Azog might not be a great character, but his actor is one of my favorite. Manu Bennett. Shook the man's hand. They were massive. He's a sweet guy. Great actor. But, if the character itself is broken from the start, no amount of good acting is going to save that. Whoa.
Oh, God.
Sorry.
And there's a lot of shit. Like, the entire third movie, The Battle of Five Armies, that's one chapter in the book, and it's one of the shortest chapters. I listened to the audiobook, and that chapter I think is like 15 or 20 minutes long.
Okay, so you're going to try to cut out Azog as much as you can. Maybe just have him as, like, if he's in a fight scene or something, leave him in there.
He can be there, but he's not going to be talking or anything,
Oh yeah, no, okay.
He's just going to be an orc that's there.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. I could see that working really well. You're gonna cut out the love triangle shit, right?
Yeah, that doesn't need to be there. Tariel is, as far as I'm aware, a completely original character. She's not from the Tolkien verse at all. Legolas, honestly, I've thought about it. It makes sense for him to be there because he lives in that forest and he was alive at the time of The Hobbit. They just don't mention him in the book because they don't mention any elves by name. But it makes sense.
So he could have been there.
Yeah, he absolutely could have been
So you're going to probably keep Legolas as a character, but it's going to seem more like a cameo type thing?
Right.
Like Legolas was there, but he didn't do a lot? Or he wasn't important to the story?
Yeah, like Legolas never followed them out of the woods or anything, because no elves... followed them or tracked them. So Legolas and Tariel following them to the lake town and shit like that doesn't need to be there.
So you're gonna cut out as much as you can without making...
As much as I possibly can.
Without making it an incoherent plot. And I'm gonna do the same thing with Batman v Superman. I'm gonna say this right now. I cannot cut out the Martha scene. There's no way to cut out the Martha. But I can make it not as bad.
The only the only plots that need to be in the film are Bilbo's and Thorin's. Like, the other shit can all go.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, maybe some of the Gandalf stuff, because that's important-ish.
It's cool.
Yeah.
It's cool, and, well, I mean...
It's important to the Lord of the Rings trilogy.
Yeah.
So.
I feel like the thing that's going to be hard with you is I'm cutting one 3-hour film down to 2 hours, and I'm keeping the main story beats. You're going to be cutting out huge parts.
Yeah.
And I'm wondering if the pacing is going to work well.
I think it will, simply because I'm removing entire fucking plot lines.
Well, I'm not saying the pacing won't be good. What I'm trying to say is, this just sounds difficult, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
This might take you a while.
It will, but I'm willing to work with it.
I actually thought about it. You're gonna die.
Yeah, I'm gonna die. Well, damn it, the surface was right there.
Oh my fucking shit!
Oh well.
How many lives do you have?
6. Yeah, I'm fine.
Okay. But, yeah, the more I think about it, it's not gonna take me super long to do.
Oh god. Fuck.
Wow.
Yeah, that sucked. That was just bad reaction.
No, it's not gonna take me a long time to do Batman v Superman, though.
No?
No. I think the longest is gonna be the audio fixing. Even then, that's like the one area I have the most... God damn.
I'm sorry.
No, you don't have to apologize.
It's all my fault.
This looks hard.
Oh, God.
If you get hit once, you die? Oh, you
I
don't have any rings.
rings.
Oh, I'm stupid. Should hit Sonic again. Get some onion rings.
I agree. I'm gonna go... Alright, check this out.
Ooh.
Haha. Now you ain't got no balls. Ha! Summer knows what she's doing sometimes.
Sometimes. She didn't lose 3 lives in a row.
Shut up.
I love you.
What?
Yeah, I always wanted to do my own edit of another movie, but it's hard when, you either have to do it with, like, something that should have been one movie. Like the Star Wars prequel trilogy, which, I mean, could have been 3 movies and been fine if it wasn't just... But a lot of people edit those down. And that just seemed like too much work for me, honestly.
I saw a really good edit of it once it started off with the Darth Maul fight.
Yeah, I've seen that one, the Phantom edit.
I think that's what it was.
It starts off with the Darth Maul fight because most of the Phantom Menace is completely irrelevant.
It doesn't need to be shown.
It starts with the Darth Maul fight because it's A, fucking badass, and B, at the end of it when Qui-Gon dies, he says, "You train the boy," and that sets off the whole Obi-Wan and Anakin thing. It actually puts in deleted scenes that are acted terribly but are important to the plot, such as Anakin and Padme doing shit together. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh shit. Oh no. Okay. Do you hate the prequel trilogy as much as I do? I don't really know how you feel about it that in depth.
I love it ironically.
Yeah.
It's funny as hell. It's so bad. But I like certain parts of it.
Yeah.
Attack of the Clones is pretty dumb throughout. The only parts I like are when, like, Jango Fett is fighting Obi-Wan and shit like that.
Yeah.
But it's, like, not enough to be, like, a good movie for me. I also, and again, this is more of an ironic love, I love the fact that, like, Obi-Wan goes to, like, a 50s diner at one point to ask questions, and it's like, why does this exist?
You want to buy some death sticks?
At the nightclub. Yeah. And he's like, I want to go home and rethink my life. Yeah, it's funny and it's stupid, but there's parts of Revenge of the Sith that I like. Revenge of the Sith pisses me off because there's like... It's how I feel like they tried harder with it, and it was like, oh, here's some good ideas, but it falls flat. It's like, It's kind of like Batman v Superman. Instead of just having too much scenes in general, and certain scenes could be cut out, and the movie could be saved.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you couldn't cut out stuff without getting rid of plot.
You heard it here, folks. Revenge of the Sith is the Batman v Superman of Star Wars.
Well, I particularly love the whole Execute Order 66. I don't think... Okay, when we see the scene montage of the clone troopers killing Jedis, it's a little dumb. But when we see them coming to the temple, it's like dark as shit, and I'm just like, oh my god. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then Anakin kills younglings, and it gets stupid again.
Yeah.
There's too many of them! What are we going to do? I looked it up, and supposedly Hayden Christensen said he, like, would do takes that he thought were really good, and George Lucas is like, no, more. And that's why a lot of Anakin, like, yelling and being weird. More emotion.
Oh.
Anytime that Anakin's supposedly acting hammy, this is, of course, according to Hayden Christensen, who's going to try to save his... But at the same time, it's George Lucas.
I would believe Hayden Christensen over George Lucas, to be honest.
I've seen Hayden Christensen do some decent acting. He wasn't bad in Jumper. Not that Jumper was a great film or anything.
I enjoyed Jumper.
I enjoy it too. It's not amazing, but it's like a cool action film.
Yeah. Shit! Oh, fuck. Thought the other one was going to go down.
Samuel L. Jackson's terrible in the prequel series. I'm not going to blame Samuel L. Jackson for that.
Right. You know something was up on the director's part.
Yeah. But Hayden Christensen said, like there's one line in particular where he said we had to do it so many times, where he says, it's not fair, Obi-Wan must be jealous of me, or something like that. And in the movie, he's like, Obi-Wan must be jealous of me! And it's, like, so bad.
Yeah.
And then, like, Hayden Christensen was like, yeah, George Lucas would not let me stop until I did it, like, that hammy. And it's like, oh god.
George Lucas had to feel it. He wasn't feeling it.
Well, I'm gonna trust anyone over the man who said Jar Jar is the key to all this. He fucking said that to Spielberg.
Jar Jar is the key to all of this?
He thought it would, like, bring in the kids. Like, kids would love the movies because of Jar Jar.
Jar Jar's the key.
Could you imagine that?
Jar Jar's
Could you imagine? Spielberg went out and said this.
What was Spielberg's reaction to that? Do you know?
No.
Oh my god.
I just know Spielberg is telling the world that George Lucas said those words.
Jar Jar's the key to all of this.
Oh my god.
That is one of my new favorite quotes.
George Lucas.
1990 something.
Yeah, whenever Phantom came out.
No, Phantom Menace is actually probably my favorite out of the prequel trilogy.
Get the fuck out of here. No, I'm joking. It's like my least favorite.
I say that because Attack of the Clones, I always want to say Clone Wars. Attack of the Clones is just fucking boring and forgettable.
Yeah.
And Revenge of the Sith, there's some parts that legitimately piss me off. Whereas Phantom Menace is just kind of stupid. And, you know, it's a little too long. Phantom
Menace has, like, parts in it that I'm like, why the fuck are we watching this? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Phantom Menace has a lot of what the fuck parts. And I can't ever say that
Clone Wars is probably the best made one. However...
You mean Attack of the Clones?
Yeah, I just did the exact same thing you said. Yeah, Clone Wars...
Attack of the Clones.
God! Attack of the Clones is probably the best made one, but that's why it's the most forgettable. Does that make sense? The story isn't... Like, the plot is not that dumb.
Explain what the plot is again.
It's basically explaining how the clone army came about. How the Republic got an army.
They were making them on Kamino, and then Palpatine...
And it shows Obi-Wan being a detective and finding out, like, wait a second, a clone army.
That's right.
Because, like...
And Mace Windu sent him off to Kamino, right?
Yeah. And, like, he learned that a Jedi master named Sido Dyas did it.
This is all coming back to me as
But then, like, he's really... Well...
I'm not just recounting it for you guys.
Yeah. Sido Dyas, he was that was like, oh, Sifo Dyas asked Jango Fett to do these clones. But then then Obi-Wan's like, looks up Sifo Dyas, and Sifo Dyas has been dead too long for this story to match up.
Yeah.
I looked it up.
I do remember.
Sifo Dyas was originally a typo. It was supposed to be Sido Yaz, as in Sidious.
Oh my god.
And then when it came out as Sifo Dyas, George Lucas like immediately was like, this is better. It's better if it's like a real person who died and Sidious is using his name as an alias.
Alright.
Instead of Sidious, which is really literally Sidious just making up a name. Like it was originally just Sidious like going, I'll just say my name is Sido Yaz, and that'll work. But instead he was like,
wow, through George Lucas's fuck up, he found a way to.
Well, he's not the one who made the typo. He would like dictated the script.
Oh, okay.
So when he saw it later, he was like, "That's better."
Yeah.
And I like that. Like he like even admits he's like, "Oh, that's better than what I thought." It's like
I'm glad that he had the decency to admit that because I wouldn't
picture him doing It's like the only time he did that when he really should have done it a lot more. Oh my god,
my rangs.
My onion rings. No, but yeah, it was originally gonna be just Sidious pronounced weird. Sido Yaz. Oh, that's retarded. Also, Count Dooku is the stupidest name.
Yeah, Count Dooku's a really stupid.
Then you find out
I love this boss fight.
You find out his fucking like Sith name is Darth Tyrannus, and it's like, why didn't you just fucking use that?
Yeah, that's cool. I didn't know that.
You didn't? Well, they mention it in...
I don't remember that.
But they mention it, like, in passing.
Ah, gotcha.
They're like, Count Dooku, or should I say Darth Tyrannus, and it's like, that's it.
Those movies are really hard for me to pay attention to, like, subtle dialogue and shit like that.
You know what I like about, one scene in Revenge of the Sith? Specifically the infamous Do It scene. I like how it's like Palpatine has been using like a fake voice this whole time, and he just gets so into it he like loses the fake voice for a second because he's like, kill him, Anakin, and he's like, what? And he's like, do it, and it's like it's so Sidious.
I think it's hilarious that is his real voice and the normal voice is his fake voice. Like, how the fuck was this? Like how is that?
Oh, Anakin. Like, that's fake.
How is this holding back from this?
It's just... Can I say that, like, Sidious is probably one of the most deliciously hammy...
Yeah.
Villains.
He's definitely...
He's so fucking over the top.
He's definitely one of the best parts of the prequel.
Yeah,
movie.
Oh my god. Every time he's there and doing something sinister... I like how they're like...
Is it the same... It's the same actor from Return of the Jedi, right?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, he's really good.
Oh, Ian McDiarmid? Mm-hmm. He's fantastic. I just think it's hilarious that, they're like, oh shit.
Ooh.
Palpatine looks gross in Return of the Jedi, but he doesn't look gross here. Okay, lightning. Lightning will make him gross.
Yeah?
Oh. Anyways. Yeah, like, remember when he's, like, fighting Mace Windu?
Yeah, I
and the lightning goes back in his face and he becomes old.
Is that in the third one?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's right before he pretty much... That's after
that's when they throw him out the window, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's when that's like right after the reveal that Palpatine is Darth Sidious.
Right. Ooh, okay, that was close.
I gotta find that abridged version.
Of what?
Of Star Wars, and we need to assign characters with a bunch of friends and just read it because it's so funny. I read the whole thing, but I don't want to spoil it for you. We can record it if you want.
Yeah, sure. You think it'll be fun?
Yeah.
Oh God!
We just need to give credit to the person who wrote the script, and I'll find it again.
A lot of bottomless pits.
If you just look up Revenge of the Sith abridged script, I'm pretty sure you can find it. I don't want you to look at it yet, though.
Okay.
I'd rather you, like, have a fresh eye on it.
Oh, I don't remember if I told you this or not, but I saw this on Audible a couple weeks ago, and I saw the book today when we were at Barnes and Noble. There's the original Star Wars trilogy has been completely translated into Shakespearean English.
Oh, God.
And yeah, they're available as 3 separate books. So
I imagine it's better. You know what I mean?
yeah. Oh, I mean, I flipped through it. I mean, on Audible, I listened to the sample, and it was hilarious because Darth Vader was given a monologue.
Oh, is it the prequels or is it?
No, it's the original trilogy.
That'd be interesting. I kind of want to look it up after this, after we're done with Sonic.
Yeah, everybody should go look it up. It's awesome.
I just want to snip it. Oh, did I tell you that this was more of a joke though. When we were on the set of Necromancer, for those who don't know, it's a movie I made in college. Once my director allows it, I'm gonna release it to the world. But so look out. No, but yeah, we were on the set of Necromancer. I was chatting with the actors, and I said, and they're like, one of them was like, I gotta stay in shape for Necromancer 2, jokingly. And I was like, oh no, we're getting Necromancer the musical. And like we were making like jokes about that, and one of them started. We got the guy who plays Andrew to start reading his lines in Shakespearean for like the Necromancer play that we said. They were like, yeah, we're gonna have Necromancer live on Broadway, like. And he was reading it in Shakespearean, and it was fucking hilarious.
That's awesome. Oh shit.
He's like, I doth not, or a psychopath I am not, and stuff like that, and it was just hilarious. Those were some fun actors to hang out with.
Yeah.
And Brock spent a lot of time talking to them, and you could like. Brock's the director of Necromancer. I only wrote it and did.
I really wish I could have helped out on that set.
I would have loved that. Well, you know, if we do anything more with Necromancer, I'm going to include you.
Of course.
We were thinking about doing a reshoot, of course, and I like your dialogue better than my own dialogue.
I'll make sure that the Frankenstein quote stays put this time.
But yeah,
Ooh, baby. We're on the second to last level here.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
This is a short game. I always forget that.
Yeah, most of these 2D side scrollers are meant to be beaten in, an hour or two. Especially the ones that don't even have like password saves. Just, you die, you go back to the beginning. They're usually really short. They're just, difficult to make up for that.
Yeah. And it makes sense because, back then, limitations.
Yeah.
Can we talk about Sonic Mania a little bit?
Oh, yeah. Sonic Mania's...
you love it.
Yeah. Came out recently, at the time of this recording at least.
Sort of.
Fairly recently, a couple months ago. Yeah. It's a throwback to all these past 2D Sonic games, and in my opinion, it's like the true sequel to Sonic and Knuckles. Honestly, it's a lot of people's opinion. You all know how great it is by now.
Yeah.
We'll cover it on this channel eventually.
Yeah. We would have done it earlier, but then a lot of times when a new game comes out, there's going to be a ton of Let's Plays of it anyway. We kind of take the approach, let's have fun with this first. Let's not worry about recording stuff for it.
Yeah, I'd rather just play what, I want to play. Whatever day we feel like recording.
I definitely feel like we need to record stuff for Battlefront 2, which just came out at the time of this recording.
Oh, fuck.
But the reasoning behind that is you and I have too much fun on those co-op missions.
Fun game.
Yeah, it gives you, if you're not playing online, you can do these little co-op missions.
Oh, shit.
That are just neat little, like they give you an objective or whatever. And they give you characters to play as. Like one person can play as a hero while someone's a trooper, or there's two heroes, or, it's whatever. it's like these preset like they're kind of like multiplayer matches, but they're like preset to their own thing. And well, Summer and I just play them, and we have a fucking blast doing it. So, particularly, we did one where you play as a bunch of villains, and you have to kill a certain number of of like, I think you kill the Resistance from like the Force Awakens, that trilogy era, and but you can play as any villain from any era. And what we did is we played as Darth Maul and Kylo Ren. Well, you started off as Darth Vader, but then you switched to Darth Maul when you realized that Darth Maul was faster. And you're given this time limit, and it's it gets ridiculously short. But every time you kill somebody, it adds time to it. And I just remember you and oh my god, you're on the last life.
Yeah, it's all good. Whoa!
If you die, are you gonna do everything over again, or are you just gonna?
If I die, we're done.
You'll upload an episode later.
Yeah.
Of you beating it.
Eventually.
Yeah, we're taking a much more lax approach to some of these Let's Plays, and it's working out for us. Well, I mean, it's working out for me. Not that I did a lot of it anyways. You're the brains.
I get fatigue when I have to keep going back and...
The same game?
Yeah. Well, not... Even, like, if I was just, for leisure playing the same game over and over again, it wouldn't bother me. But having to talk over them, it honestly does feel like work. So...
It's fun work, but but when you do it a lot, it's...
Yeah, so I would prefer to have more variance in the stuff that we are talking over. So.
God damn.
Well.
That shit's hard.
Yeah, I mean...
Alright.
Oh well.
We'll finish it eventually. What is the second last level?
Yeah, every level has 3 acts. I was on Act 2 of the final world.
Okay, so we'll pick up there.
Yeah. We'll see you guys
some other time. Everyone stay beautiful. Sonic Team presents...
Beep, 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 beep. Sonic Team presents the game you just watched. We're back.
I was saying, hold your horses to Sonic.
Oh.
He was looking at us impatiently.
Thought you were talking to me.
Hold your horses.
I died last time, but this time I'm back with 6 lives. I'm coming at it with full force.
And 9 rings.
Ow.
0
rings.
2 rings.
Alright, we got this.
Oh shit. We should go to Sonic soon.
We should. Every time I play Sonic.
Yeah, I want to go to Sonic's.
You're very easily influenced by what's on the screen.
Oh, yeah.
Uh-oh.
I'll watch a movie or something and I'm like, I'll see a main character take a slice of pizza and I'm like, man, I could go for some pizza right now.
We're getting pizza tonight.
Oh, yeah, we are. At Bricks!
Shout out.
Have we mentioned Bricks yet?
I don't think so.
Bricks is our new favorite pizza place. Because they have all these kooky, crazy, fun, awesome topping pizzas that Summer enjoys. Yeah. And vegan cheese, which I enjoys.
Yeah.
Vegan cheese with mushrooms. And like 7 different kinds of mushrooms too, so it's like...
And on Mondays,
awesome.
During happy hour, you get $3 draft beers.
And also the pizza is buy one, get one free.
Amen. So it's an all-around good time.
Yeah.
If you all have a Bricks nearby.
I'm trying to think of where because they're a franchise, but they only have a few locations.
I had never heard of it until it just popped up there. That location is actually pretty new.
I looked it up, and it does seem like it's there's like 2 in Virginia, and then like everything's like local, really, like or as local as you can be with being in different states. I forget how huge this state is.
Virginia is very big.
Virginia's
It's not. It's long. Like the bottom is really long.
Yeah.
We go all the way to Kentucky.
Cause like I lived in New York for a good portion of my life. I want to say during my formative years. Yeah, so during when I was like 13 and up.
Yeah.
Halfway into my 13th year, I think, of life.
Ooh. You're going back soon.
Yeah. But, yeah, New York. when I lived in New York, I just happened to live. I lived upstate, but like the southern part of upstate, which sounds hilarious, but like just when it starts becoming upstate. I lived in this small little hamlet. I'm not gonna say the name of it, but for obvious reasons. But the biggest thing was we could drive half an hour and get to Connecticut.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
It was faster to get to Connecticut than New York City, because I was technically kind of closer to the edge. And here it's like getting out of the state is like almost impossible, or not impossible.
Unless you want to go to North Carolina. North Carolina is 10 minutes down the street.
Yeah, but who wants to go to North Carolina? I'm joking. It's better than West Virginia.
There are some
I don't hate
cool
any states.
tourist attractions in North Carolina that I've been to. They have some beautiful beaches.
We know somebody. Well, I know somebody from North Carolina.
Nag's Head is really cool. Do you know what that is?
No.
Wait, I'm not thinking of Nag's Head. I'm thinking of Jockey's Ridge, which is in Nag's Head. Do you know Jockey's Ridge?
No.
It is...
It has to do with people who ride horses?
No. It is, it's a series of giant sand dunes.
Ooh.
It's like, when you're there, it's like you're exploring a desert or something. It's so cool. It's just sand hills as far as you can see. People are like sliding down it on their butts. People bring sleds and shit.
Damn.
Yeah, it's really fun.
I've mentioned how that drowning thing gives me anxiety.
Oh yeah.
I mean, obviously, good job on the composer, because like.
Oh god, I'm out of
Lord.
rings. Oh, Jesus. Goodbye.
Final zone!
We're doing it.
Hey!
It's time for the final showdown against Eggman.
What's your favorite thing at Sonic?
What?
What's your favorite thing at Sonic, the restaurant?
I don't know. They got really good burgers.
I fucking love their tater tots. They're like unmatched by any other tater tots I've ever eaten.
They have good mozzarella sticks.
Their onion rings are okay. Their onion rings are like the best fast food onion rings, you know what I mean? Once you have like real onion rings, they taste way better, but even non-fast food, it's just fast food onion rings are usually really lackluster.
Yeah.
And Sonic's are like pretty good. They're more ring than onion, which some people love, but you know me, I need to get my...
Yeah, I'm the same way.
You need more...
I mean, it's an onion ring. If I wanted just, the fried breading, there's a million other things I could get that I would like more than, onions.
I like the breading more for texture than flavor.
Right. I know people that get onion... Well, I won't say I know people. I have known one person who does this. They used to get onion rings and then take one bite into it, pull the onion out, and then just eat the breading and set the onion aside.
I've met people who do that too.
Like, why are you getting onion
Colin
rings?
Might do that. I don't want to say he does for sure.
Why are you getting onion rings? If you don't... Oh, fuck, I died. If you don't want the onion...
Colin hates onion. Well, Colin likes onion flavoring. He hates the texture of onion. Like, he'll flip out.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess... I don't know. Like, he likes Funyuns.
I love Funyuns.
I can't eat Funyuns.
No?
They got whey in them.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah. Because why? I've had budget Funyuns, though. That have, like, no whey in them.
No way.
No way. Chili dogs.
Damn it!
Does Sonic sell chili dogs?
Yeah.
That's fucking hilarious.
Of course they do.
Of course, yeah. Now that I say that out loud, I'm like...
See, I like Sonic because they have such a well-rounded menu. Like...
Uh-huh. I'm vegan and they have stuff for me to eat. You know what I mean? Nothing like meal-wise, but their tater tots are divine.
Like, there's not many fast food places you can go to and get, a burger, a chili dog, quesadillas, fucking mozzarella sticks, fucking tater tots, fucking onion rings, fries. Like, I'd have to go around to a couple different places to get all that stuff, but oh, and especially like the drinks. Sonic has so many shakes and dessert drinks.
I
and
would get the vanilla
dying.
Coke slush, and it's like amazing.
All right, I'm about to show you guys some pro strats. Check this out. Oh yeah, you like that?
Oh, is it a pattern?
No, but these beams right here, they always come towards you. So if you stand in one spot, they'll like hone in on you, and you can always jump in between two of them like that.
I'm in a pattern for where Eggman shows
No,
up.
that's always random.
Alright. You just gotta hope that you can hit him that time, and if you can't, you
Shit.
you just go another time.
Yeah.
Can you be crushed too?
Yeah.
Okay. I figured that was a threat, but I wasn't.
That's been a threat throughout the whole game. It sets up pretty early that you can get crushed in between things.
You're doing a good job of not being crushed in between things.
No, I'm not. I've died a lot here.
Yeah, but I thought it was because of the balls. The electro balls.
Ooh, ah.
Yeah, I love how it looks like there's like a glitch on the TV when they come flying towards you.
I know. You have to hit Eggman 8 times.
Oh, really?
Yeah. In every boss fight. I think that goes for all the classic Sonic games. You always have to hit Eggman 8 times.
That's a pretty good constant. Could you imagine a game that doesn't miss 9? People are like, they start rioting in the streets.
Well, sometimes when you get to the final boss, they'll throw 1 or 2 more hits in just to trip you up, but...
Oh. Is this the final boss?
Yes. That was close.
This is interesting as a final boss. I mean, it's obviously...
It's hard.
Oh, yeah. No. I can tell that. It's not like the big mecha fight you would get from, like, most final boss fights, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I don't think they really had a clear image of how to do a good platforming final boss.
Uh-huh.
So this was kind of their way to do that. But, you know, Sonic 2 gives you the whole mecha thing that you wanted.
It's kind of... I think it's better than Super Mario Bros.'s final boss.
The first game?
Yeah. I know that these did not come out nearly at the same time.
No.
But...
It's definitely better than that. But yeah.
I was just saying, yeah, platforming bosses were probably hard to do back then, and now they have really good ideas of how to do them.
Yeah.
Whoa!
That's Sonic
You're gonna poke
1.
my eye out!
Bye, guys.
Bye! We beat the Sonic.
Bye.